Hi, good morning, and welcome to our weekly update. My name is Maura Curran from the Select Board. Joining me today is Jim Boudreau. Unfortunately, Bill Burkhead, our superintendent, will not be joining us today, so we will give you some updates regarding the town and the schools this week on our own. First of all, I'd like to start with thanking everyone who organized yesterday's Memorial Day ceremonies. It was a really nice event. Thank you to our Veterans Advisory Council, the VFW, and our DPW. And Bob Chesia for being a great host. It was a really nice event. Lots of folks came out and celebrated the day and remembered our heroes. So thank you very much. It was wonderful. Update for this week. Tonight we have a select board meeting and we will be welcoming our newest member, Susan Harrison. So we're excited for her to join the board and looking forward to another productive year. And then going on this week, we have First Friday, this Friday. So get out and support your local businesses. The weather's supposed to be really nice, so it's a great way to kick off the summer. And then we also have the SHS graduation. High school graduation starts at 6 p.m. Congratulations to all the graduates, and look forward to attending that as well. It's always a great event. And for meetings this week, check the website, but there are several in addition to tonight's board meeting. The Cole Parkway Redevelopment Committee is meeting this week, Advisory, Concom, and the Waterways Committee will also be meeting. So have a great week, and I'm going to turn it over to Jim Boudreau for his update. Jim?
Morning. Thank you, Maura. Just to remind people, tonight's select board meeting is starting at 6. It's an early start, so if you plan on tuning in or participating, we are starting early tonight. Water update, the reservoir is at plus a half inch. Last week we were at plus 3. Tack Factory Pond is at 1.5 inches, down from plus 7 of last week. Average daily demand was 1.592 million gallons a day, up from last week's of 1.493. So we are starting to get up there on our water usage. We do ask people to conserve. Remember, we do have our annual water ban in place, started May 1st, from May 1st to September 30th. All outdoor watering must occur before 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. Automatic irrigation systems may be used only 1 day per week based on your voting precinct. This is a state-imposed ban based on our aquifer withdrawal district. But you need to go to the website, see when you can water. We're getting to those heavy usage, so we do ask you to please conserve water so we have enough to get us through the summer. Rainfall the last 7 days is only a trace amount measured at the plant. So we're going to go for another 2-week period with very little rain, very little recharge in our reservoir. The good news is, though, the iron and manganese pilot project is expected to be ready for inspection next week, June 5th, putting it on schedule to be ready for the heavy summer water usage period. As we've discussed previously, this project is to remove the iron and manganese that is built up in the reservoir and comes out in the water as the temperatures rise and the water levels fall. We think last year this was a large problem with our brown water issue, that the water was going through the plant. The plant does not treat for iron and manganese. So this pilot project will test out what we've done on our pilot project for the new water treatment plant, make sure that's a good way to remove the iron and manganese, and hopefully will give us really good water quality coming out of the plant as the summer heats up. If you go out to the lighthouse, you'll see that the contractor, Campbell Construction, has mobilized on the site. He's installed the fencing around the lighthouse, begun work on the tower. They're also doing the remediation work on the glazing compounds around the lantern room windows. When that's complete, the lantern room will be removed and brought to their facility where it will be a template for a new lantern room. We are expecting that transport to take place later on this week. The actual lighthouse project will start work in earnest after that, with taking down of about 4 feet of the brick, removal of the concrete slab at the top, redoing that, and then making some repairs inside as we get ready for the return of the lantern room. And that project is now scheduled to be completed later on this summer. If you're down the harbor, you'll notice the gas company has started work on Jericho Road. That project is going to take about 8 weeks. 1 lane of Jericho Road between Beaver Dam and Hadley will be closed while that project is going on. So if you can, take alternate routes. If you can't, expect delays between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. There are police officers there. There are signage there to help you, but your best bet, if you don't have to go down Jericho Road at that point, try to avoid it if at all possible, and the gas company will go as quickly as possible. Memorial Day is the unofficial kickoff for summer. The next kickoff for summer is when we put the lifeguards on the beaches. Recreation Director Nick Lombardi has announced that the annual lifeguard training exercise that takes place on Peggotty Beach will be on June 14th in the afternoon. This annual training involves all our guards, the harbor master, police, fire, and EMS. They do several scenarios to teach the lifeguards what they need to do and how to respond and how to interact with our first responders. That's always a good training that we do. And then you will start seeing lifeguards on the beach on Friday, June 16th. So in the meantime, the beaches are open, but they are not staffed. So please be extra careful if you're down there with your family and your children until we can get our lifeguards out there. In addition to the lifeguards, you'll find down at Peggotty Beach that the Scituate Town Library, in partnership with the Recreation Department, is excited to announce the newly installed Little Free Library at Peggotty Beach. Funding for the Little Free Library was generously made possible through a grant from the Scituate Education Foundation, and the initial stock of books for the launch and ongoing supply has been provided by the Friends of the Scituate Town Library. How does this work? Little Free Libraries operate on a shared leave a book, take a book philosophy. If you're headed to the beach and you want something to read, take one from the Little Free Library. If you finish a good book at home and think others want to read it, the next time you get out, put that book in the library. This is a pilot program that we're going to see how it works. If it is successful in the future, we will roll it out to some other beaches. So see what you got. Maybe there's some good books in there. I think I have some that I'll put in the library down there that are pretty good. So hopefully you'll like some of the books that I like. Mike DeMayo, our shellfish constable, has done the annual announcement that as of midnight tomorrow, the seasonal shellfish closure will be in effect for the North and South rivers. This is not an issue of a release from any plant or any pollutant source. This is a seasonal closure that the state imposes annually due to what they call seasonal water quality changes. Just more boats in the river, more people in the river. So from May 31st until October 31st, the shell fishing in the North and South rivers is closed. Finally, you'll see if you go by on Central Field, the work on that field is now ongoing. We're excited to do that. It's the installation of a new girls softball field and the renovation of the baseball field, along with the installation of some dugouts and things like that. That's going to be ongoing and is scheduled to be completed late in the spring. And that's what I have for this morning.
Great. Thank you, Jim. So obviously a lot still going on, which is wonderful. Springtime brings that to us, and I'm very excited about the Little Free Library. That's a great.
Yeah, should be nice.
Yeah, that's going to be great. So that's it today. As I said, Bill Burkhead is not with us today. So everybody have a great week, and thank you for joining us.